In the grim darkness of the far future, disaster can befall any world, in any segmatum. Sometimes there is no warning, and sometimes the warning is ignored. For the planet of Azimuth, in the Sabbat Worlds cluster, the warning was well known, logged and filed, tucked away in an administratum data vault for 2 centuries. So when the drifting, broken form of the Chaos warship the Gristlespine arrived at Azimuth, the crew and warriors it carried awoke. But the Imperial world below stood woefully unprepared. But for one lucky break, Azimuth would have fallen in a day. That lucky break was the Tanith First and Only, rotated from frontline combat for a brief respite. An altogether far too short respite.
Hi, I'm ED-SKaR.
And I'm Paul Allen.
And today we're playing the first game of what should be an ongoing campaign. This first game will be a 500 point matched play. What's
Buzzwords. Insert buzzword.
Buzzwords. 40k has too many buzzwords these days. Battle-forged thing with the Tanith First and Only versus
Some Chaos Cultists and Death Guard.
Chaos Cultists and Death Guard. If you would like to skip ahead to just watch the game, click the time signature here or the various time signatures in the description. However, as this is going to be a campaign, there's a little bit of setup to do, so if you want to have the full story. Paul, would you like to start them off with the campaign?
So the idea behind the campaign was going to be a Death Guard, in particular Death Guard, vessel in orbit of the planet Azimuth.
So this is a single lone Chaos vessel.
Yes.
Not a full invasion force, however, still not to be sniffed at.
No. So the setup is going to be that an Imperial vessel is going to engage in combat in orbit and destroy this vessel. Unbeknownst to the Imperials, however, there is going to be some survivors landing on the planet's surface.
Yeah.
And from there, they are going to slowly corrupt locals, some of the local guardsmen, so we get some traitor guard and cultists.
So after remnants of the Chaos ship land on Azimuth, the Tanith Forces, who are stationed for R&R on this planet, have been mobilised and moved in to survey the wreckage. And so the first game that we'll be playing will be the Tanith surveying the wreckage and the Chaos survivors of the crash kind of popping out and
Saying hello.
staking a claim to the land because they want some of it for themselves.
We're going to begin in a wreckage field, so we're going to have bits of ship, hull and mangled metal, and bits of destroyed buildings that may have been hit by the rubble. Where the two sides are going to meet and fight it out over this initial patch of land.
Yeah. So essentially the Chaos are just trying to make a beachhead, essentially.
Yes, yeah.
That's kind of the military way of saying it. They want that they can operate from.
Yeah, work from.
Yeah. And the Imperium have fairly limited resources. The Tanith are on world. We've got some drop troops that they're not going to appear in this game, but they'll appear in future games. Yeah.
And obviously the Death Guard are going to have extremely limited resources and are going to be converting the locals.
Yes. That will come in future episodes. But for now, what we need to do is set up for our game so that we can show you the battle for today. So this is our gaming table, as you will see in a moment. We have the armies ready to show you just when we get to that. But this is essentially a kind of ruined section of city that a spaceship has landed on, which is why all of the buildings are broken. I mean, it's 40k, aren't all buildings already broken? We have the all-important forklift truck.
That's right. It's going to be in every game.
In the centre of the table we have this structure, and we're using these motors as the objective markers. One of them will be placed here, and the other two will be placed in the non-deploying table quarters. And we have various terrain, buildings and defensive structures around for kind of hiding in and moving through.
Just briefly, while we were filming the introduction, I've added a few more ladders onto this to make it scalable to actually get to the objective.
Yeah, there's a few ways up. Right, shall we show off the armies then?
So this is the play company, the Poxmongers. As you can see, we've got very limited numbers after the accident, after the crash.
After you were shot down.
After I was shot down. I wouldn't say all of them, but most of the survivors from the crash. Obviously, there might be a few more thematically. Plague Caster, beautifully painted. He's going to be our warlord for today. In troops, we've got some traitor guardsmen. They're survivors, you know, engineers, the guy who emptied the bins, just normal civilians from the ship
The
that
crew
have been
of the
armed.
ship.
Yeah, that have been armed with whatever they could find. We've got a couple of plague marines. So we have our champion. He's got a plasma rifle, a power fist. We've got one specialist with a blight launcher, and then we have 3 at the back with just your bolt pistols, bolt rifles. Sorry, 10 poxwalkers. You can't beat a few poxwalkers for zombifying the enemy.
Got to deal with them quick, I think.
We have 2 of our chaos. Are they chaos spawn? I always forget what they were.
Yeah, you called them Chaos Spawn before.
Yeah. And then we have our tallyman down here.
Yeah, so a similar but slightly adjusted force from our kind of
Test game.
practice game a few months back.
These guys are going to be trying to capture the playfield.
The objectives, yes. Do you have any specific plans, any tactics?
So since we've switched out the HQ choice for the Psycho at this point, I've got quite a few psychic abilities that I can use, and this is the first game that we're using the actual pathogens as well. Hopefully I should be able to control a large portion of the table.
So for the Tanith army, I'm also taking a very similar force to our practice game, but there are some minor changes. And because I'm working on the Tanith codex, I'm using some of the Tanith codex special rules today. They are kind of just prototype rules at this stage, but this is one of the test games to see whether those rules are sensible, whether they're balanced, and it's a long process to work it out. My army is essentially 3 infantry squads, each with a sniper rifle and a heavy weapon. I've got 2 missile launchers and 1 autocannon. I have a veteran squad here that's piled to the teeth with special weapons. I've got 1 heavy flamer, 2 flamers and a plasma gun. I also have Zuil, Minister and Priest, Hark as a Lord Commissar, and I have 6 of the Gaunt's Ghosts in the original Gaunt's Ghost squad here. The 2 special rules I will be using from the Tanith codex are an alternate version of the Minister and Priest. So this model will be representing Zuil and using slightly different rules to the normal Minister and Priest. And in addition, the entire army as a regimental trait gets Cloak and Dagger, which is a trial version of regimental trait for the Tanith First and Only. This means that they get an additional +1 cover save when they're in cover. They get -1 for the opponents to hit them when they're in cover. And when in close combat, they all have the Tanith War Knife, which essentially just gives them -1 AP. And given that they're still guardsmen with 1 attack each, strength 3, a little bit of a boost doesn't hurt. But that is the Tanith Forces that will be trying to hold on to the crash site and prevent the Chaos Forces from getting a foothold. So now that we've looked at the battlefield and the forces, let's get on with the game.
So my deployment is very tight, I would say. We're keeping the Psycho up front because obviously he's got a lot of abilities I want to use. We've got the Chaosy guys back here, the Poxwalkers here, so these guys are going to out.
Yeah. So that's pretty much kind of the edges of your deployment. I placed 2 of my infantry squads down the middle line of the board, kind of right at the edge of my deployment zone. And then kind of on the other line, I've got the veteran squad and the last infantry squad with the commissar and the Anzuil in the middle. And of course, Gaunt's ghosts, they get to forward deploy, so they're up right next to the objective. I might have to just double check if they're allowed within 9 inches. But they'll start up here, or they'll start kind of just at the edge there, because they're just far enough away.
And we need to deploy the other objectives.
We said that one objective will be here, and the other 2 will be 12 inches away, so let's just place those. So that one goes into the open ground, and the other one goes, yeah, and so the other one ends up kind of, again, in the open ground on the other side of the structure. Let's roll for first turn. I roll a 3.
6 again.
You roll a 6.
2
You get to choose if you want to go first.
Yes, I will.
Okay. We are very professionally keeping track of the victory points and command points, and Chaos starts with +1 for being battle forged. What was there in your command phase? You were asking about it.
Oh, it's just yeah. It would just be stratagems, but I don't need to do any of those yet. Okay.
So, Chaos Turn One movement phase.
Okay, so the Poxwalkers have advanced, so they're not going to attack, but they're just trying to get over this way. These guys have just moved normally, so they can shoot.
Yeah, some shots coming from the Traitor Guard.
These guys advanced, so they're not doing anything.
In their little conga line. I love that they're forming a queue for the post office.
They are. This guy's just moving around this way to accompany these.
Yep.
The Chaos Spawn are acting as a defensive wall of my Psyker, who's going that direction.
Protecting this dude. Yeah, and that's the lot. So, we're moving on to the Psychic phase, and I think this is the first time we've done Psychic powers.
First time I've ever played Psychic powers.
So, let's double check and see how this actually works.
Okay, so the Psychic guy is out of range of everything.
Yeah, he's only got 18 inches and they're a little too far away in the first turn. However,
he's out of range. These can't shoot.
Yeah, they advanced in their conga line.
They advanced as well, not that they could shoot anything anyway. So these guys, the riflemen, are all in range of
Gaunt's Ghost Squad.
Yep. And the one pistol guy is, the flamers aren't.
Yeah.
So we have 7 attacks.
7 shots.
It would normally be 4+, but because of the camo cloaks, we're going to get 5+.
5+ to hit, 4+ to wound, and 3+ armor save.
Oh,
that's a good 3 hits. That's not bad.
So then it's 4 pluses. Oh, all 3.
All 3, nice. And so with the bonus of the camo cloaks, I end up with an armor save, a total save of 3+. So 1 wound gets through. And I'm going to give that to Rawn. There you go. Rawn has 1 wound remaining. Would you like to declare any charges? Shall we move on to my 10?
Really long charge. No, we're fine. Moving on.
Okay. Well, let's do some movement for the Tanith First and Only. So the Tanith First and Only Turn One movement phase is fairly simple. I've just kind of shuffled some squads around to get the heavy weapons to have a line of sight, the missile launcher there and there. I've got the veteran squad moving up to capture an objective, and Gaunt's Ghost capturing an objective here, which means that next turn, if they're still alive, I get some points. This objective has not been taken. Let's get on with some shooting, and I think I can just about shoot the Chaos Spawn from here. So starting with this squad, we've got the Treadfeather missile launcher. They're going to shoot a crack missile at the Chaos Spawn. And this will be a -1 to hit because they moved, so 5+. They miss. Sniper rifle also in this squad, again 5+ to hit. And they also miss. Amazing. Squad here has an autocannon. They stayed still, so they're at 4+ to hit with 2 shots. I've got 1 hit. What's their toughness? Okay, so with a hit, strength 7, toughness was 5.
7.
Toughness 7.
Yeah, 5.
Strength 7, toughness 5, so it's a 3+ to wound, and it does wound. Do you have an armor save? You get minus something for the autocannon. Minus 1 AP.
5 plus.
Okay, so 6. It's not made, so 1 wound, or 1 wound off. So the sniper rifle from that squad is going to see if they can add to the damage. 4+ hits. Yay, that misses. So most of the stuff out here is out of line of sight, so it can't shoot yet. But veteran squad here can just about shoot at the poxwalkers.
To be honest with you, I reckon this guy can shoot through there.
With his pistol.
Yeah.
12-inch range pistol. Veteran squad shooting at the poxwalkers. They get light cover for this. And I will shoot the plasma gun first. I can't get the flamers because they're a bit far away. Shooting a standard shot, so that is a hit. That is a wound. You get no armor save, but you do get the disgustingly resilient.
Unending Horde. Each time a model in this unit would lose a wound, roll 1d6. On a 6, that wound is not lost.
Okay, so it's actually a different rule. It's unending horde, but it's still a 6+ to ignore a wound. Yeah. Nope. Off you go. Haha, the first model that dies. The rest of the veteran squad has 5 last guns to shoot. So these will be hitting on 3+. All of them hit.
Nice.
Toughness.
4.
Toughness 4, strength 3, so that'll be 5s to wounds.
2.
2 wounds. No armor saves, but you get the Endless Horde.
Oh,
Snake eyes, yes.
Okay.
So the Gaunt Ghost squad are going to shoot down at the infantry here. Bragg, Corbeck and Larkin are going to shoot at the Plague Marines, and then Rawn and McCall will shoot at the Traitor Guard. So I'll do Rawn and McCall first. So Rawn has a ballistic skill of 2+. So he misses 1, hits twice, and they have toughness 3, strength 3, so we have 4+ to wound. 2 wounds. I'll roll for... that was Rawn, so this is McCall. 2+ to hit, ballistic skill of 2+. Boom, still misses 1. And again, 4+ to wound. 1 doesn't wound, so there's 3 with no modifier. I think actually you get +1 for being in light cover.
So 6s.
6s, so with light cover that becomes 5+. 1,
So
but 2 dead. Off you go. Okay, now the other weapons. So Corbeck gets some Hotshot Last Carbine. He gets 3 shots at ballistic skill 3+.
Oh dear.
Corbeck, did you forget to put a magazine in your rifle? Right, forget that. We've got Larkin next. We get 1 shot at ballistic skill 2. Oh, that hits. Now we have strength of 5, and your toughness I think is 5 on these.
Yeah, toughness 5.
Okay, so it's 4+ to wound, which does not wound. I'm going to use a command reroll. So I'm going to use 1 CP and I'm going to reroll that, see if I can get a wound. Yes, that's a wound.
Okay, so...
Okay, so with an armor of 3+, -2 for the AP value here, so you're at 5+ to armor save.
4.
That is a failed armor save. I do D3 damage. So I do 3 damage, however you have... Is it disgustingly resilient?
Yes.
Yep, so that reduces that to 2 damage. So one of your Space Marines takes 2 damage.
Which means he's dead.
Excellent. Nice one, Larkin. Good shot, old boy. You madman. So with my shooting exhausted and I'm out of charge range, that is Tanith Turn One completed. So we will pass over to Chaos Turn Two.
The Poxwalkers advanced. Sadly, it was only 5 inches. So,
They got +1.
so yeah, I was trying to bring them over this way.
Yeah, trying to get on that.
Guardsmen are slowly coming around this side. So they're aiming to take this objective here.
There's going to be a bit of a scrap for that objective coming up. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
The Plague Marines
The queue for the co-op.
have started to move into this sort of area of protection to shoot up.
Yep, they're going to get.
Tallyman has joined those. Psyker has moved 4 inches along and 1 inch up onto this building to put him in range of these guys.
He's got a decent line of sight down at those. Alright, so Psychic Phase. Are you in range? And the Psyker is targeting the Gaunt squad.
He is. So if manifested, select the closest enemy within 18 inches and visible to the Psyker. Roll 7d6s. For each dice that the result exceeds the enemy's toughness characteristic, it suffers 1 mortal wound. So we're going to do Curse of the Leper, and I need to roll 6 plus. Just on.
That's a success, which means these guys roll. You're rolling 7d6?
7d6.
7 attacks.
For each dice that result exceeds.
Okay, so it's any of these that are 4+, then they take 1 mortal wound. One, two, three.
Did we say 4 plus?
4. Yeah, 4+. So that's 4 wounds going onto this squad. Okay. So that kills off Rawn and takes Corbeck down to 1 wound, but the rest of the squad are still around.
So we're now going to smite.
So again, same Psyker against Gaunt's Ghost Squad.
So this time it's a warp charge of 5.
Roll it. That's passed. Yep.
Okay. So then it says the closest visible enemy unit within 18 inches of the Psyker suffers D3 mortal wounds.
Right, D3 then.
Ah, 1.
1.
Point.
But that does kill off Corbeck. Bye.
So moving down to my Plague Marines. So we got the Space Marines. We got 2 with standard bolters.
So you get 4 bolt gunshots.
It was 4 plus.
4+ hit.
Okay, that's 3 hits.
3+ to wound. 2 wounds. So I get 2 armor saves at 3+.
Nice.
That's both of them. Cool. They ignore it. Plasma gun next.
And we're doing a standard shot because the last game that didn't go too well for me. We're doing
So plasma gun hits once. I'm assuming it's got a very high strength value.
7.
So 2+ to wound.
Oh,
Yes.
good job I didn't overcharge. Yeah.
And
Blight Launcher, which is Assault 2.
cool. So 2 shots.
There.
Forced hit.
1. Oh, Blight Launcher. Oh, 6.
Strength 6, so it's 2s to wound.
And it's got -2 AP.
Cool.
6.
So that's a wound. Let's roll an armor save. And this is -2, so it's back to the standard 5+. And that goes through. So let's give McColl a wound.
And then the Tallyman.
Hey, hang on, what's the damage value of the grenade launcher?
2. Oh, so he's dead. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah, I thought so. I was just thinking that there's no way grenade launcher's doing 1 damage.
So he has a plasma pistol. Strength 7 -3 AP. So it's a plasma pistol shot.
Plasma pistol from
Tallyman.
Tallyman, and it missed, so
Yeah,
we
terrible.
can ignore that. Next.
I was kind of counting on these guys being wiped out already.
Yeah. Well, that cover save that they get It's what +1 for the actual cover, and then +1 for the cloaks. So they're good in cover. It's why most of my army is still in cover even now. I'm going to have to move into the open to take objectives, but
We're going to have to shoot up there because the pistols only have 12-inch range.
you can split fire.
Can I? Oh,
Yeah. So you can shoot the pistols at Gaunt's, and you can shoot the rifles at someone else.
The auto guns can shoot over at these guys then?
Yeah.
So they're 24-inch range, but that one and that one can't see. My guardsmen, we're going to do some split firing.
Yep.
So I'm taking 4 with the rifles, and they're going to be shooting over here.
Cool.
So ballistic skill is 4+, so we're going to go for 4 pluses. So that's 3.
That's good.
So strength 3, toughness 3, so it's 4+ to wound. So
That's 2, and I get 2 armor saves. That's 2 failed armor saves.
yeah. So we're going to move around then to the remainder of the men. So we have all the pistol guys. Because they've got a shorter range, they're going to shoot at Gaunt's squad instead.
Yeah, makes sense.
And we have 2 riflemen here at the back, which couldn't see. So they're just sort of here. So they're going to shoot over there as well. So
Cool.
That gives us 7.
Nothing. Excellent. I love those cover saves.
Shocking. And then Flamer Boy.
So Flamer rolls d6 and automatically hits with that number of attacks.
So this is where we want to see it. 5. Nice.
5.
So strength 4, toughness 3 gives us a
3+.
3+ to a wound here. So this little guy might just use this back for us. 1. Oh, and that 2.
That's 2 wounds. 5+, -2 for the cover and the cloak. So I get 3+ to save, and I save both of them. I mean, they tried, but they are pathetic little traitor guardsmen with their false idols and stuff. And the glorious Emperor's hero, Ibrahim Gaunt himself, stands defiant with the best of buds, Larkin and Bragg, hanging out on the side.
Until Psyche gets them.
Psyche's going to ruin them next turn, yeah. Decisions are happening.
Well, I thought the charges are 1d6.
2d6.
Oh, 2.
So -3 for what we're saying is it costs 3 inches movement to climb up the ladder.
So you've got 3 inches to the ladder, 3 inches for the ladder. That's 6.
So that's 6.
And
so
6. So you got to roll 2 double 6.
You would have to roll 11
No.
to get in. So you're not going to bother.
No, that's
And for anyone watching at home, we allow pre-measuring because we're not that familiar with the rules.
I thought it was allowed.
I don't actually know if it is allowed in 40k anymore. It has been and it hasn't been at different points, and whatever. We're playing a friendly game, so we're allowing it. So, at the beginning of Tanith Turn 2, I get to claim some victory points. So my veteran squad are within 6 inches of this, and Gaunt's Ghost squad are within 6 inches of this, which means I get 5 points, 10 points, and because I earn more than you, 15 points, which is the maximum you can earn from that. So I earn 15 victory points. So if you'd like to keep tally on my super professional scoreboard.
And then do we get +1 CP?
And I get +1 CP for being battle forged. What I always wonder is, if you take casualties during a game, do you lose the +1 each turn for being battle forged?
If it's no longer battle forged.
Yeah, if you're no longer battle forged, does it like if you like lose a troops choice or a HQ choice? Because I don't know. Answer in the comments. Right, I'm going to get on with my movement phase. Strangely, for an Imperial Guard movement phase, I've not moved very much. That's awfully strange, isn't it, with all these heavy weapons. The veteran squad down here has moved to get within flamer range, but everyone else with the heavy weapons can shoot at least something. And I can just see a traitor marine with the missile launcher here, and these heavy weapons can see at least one target as well. Mainly the chaos spawn there that I'll finish off. I'll try to finish off. Yeah. So I'm going to move on to my shooting phase. So this infantry squad at the back with the missile launcher shooting at the chaos spawn. They get 1 shot, which hits, and it is a 3+ to wound. It's, strength 8, toughness 5. So that wounds, and there's no armor save because it's -2 AP, and I do D6 damage. Bang, 2 damage. So that gets reduced to a 1. This squad also has a sniper, so I'm rolling to hit with a sniper. The sniper misses. I will check range for the last guns. 1, 2, 3. There's only 3 of them in range, so I'll shoot 3 shots with last guns. 4+ to hit. That's only 1 hit, and this will be a 5+ to wound. Strength 3 versus toughness. Yep, that fails to wound. So that's that. Next squad. Autocannon, shooting 2 shots. 4+ to hit. Hits once. Strength 7 versus toughness 5, so that's 3+ to wound. And that does not wound. There's also a sniper rifle in this squad, which misses.
I'm doing well with the snipers today.
Given line of sight, I can shoot. Oh, that's a sergeant, so I just get 2 shots with the last gun here, because the rest of them are behind the forklift truck. So 4+ hit. That's terrible. Okay, this squad here is going to shoot through all of this contraption down here to shoot at the Plague Marines. There is just a line of sight. I think you get heavy cover though, because it's a pretty restricted shot.
Trying to get it to focus because it looks cool. Yeah, it is cool. It's a cool shot.
So it's going to be 4+ to hit still, and that misses. I also have a sniper rifle, 4+ to hit, that misses. I don't think there's any point shooting the last guns, but they are all in range, so I'll shoot 7 last guns. 4, 5, 6, 7, 4+ to hit. I'm destroying this poor tree, knocking it over every time I roll. Toughness of 5 for the Space Marines, so it's 5s to wound. And then you get so many bonuses to your armor save that it's basically 2+. Would you like to roll 2 2+s? Yes. Oh. Yes, you would like to roll 2 2+s. So now we get on to the fun stuff. Let's do Gaunt's Ghost first. And I think I will shoot at the Plague Marines again, actually. So let's shoot Gaunt with his bolt pistol. He gets 2+ to hit. That hits. Strength 4, toughness 5, so that is 5s to wound. It does not wound. Larkin gets a shot with his sniper rifle. 2+ to hit, which hits. He gets strength of 5 because he's got hot shot last gun. So it's strength 5, toughness 5, so it's 4s to wound. That does wound, and I'm just going to double check his rule. So each time the model in this unit makes a ranged attack, the target does not receive the benefit of cover against that attack. So it's your armor save with an AP of -2, so you get a 5+ armor save. You make it anyway. Okay, which means Bragg finally 2 shots from
It's big beefy gun.
his massive autocannon. 5+ to hit. He misses both. Try again. Bragg special rule means I get to re-roll. And I get 1 hit. Strength 7, toughness 5 is 3s to wound. And it wounds. You get an armor save -1, so it's a 4+. Oh no, plus heavy cover, which means it's a 2+ armor save.
Here.
Yep. And you save that quite handily. So now let's deal with
This side of the table.
the Poxwalkers. And I'm going to come around to this side. So I have, in this squad, I have 2 standard flamethrowers that I will shoot first. They get D6 automatic hits. So 3 hits. They're strength 4, toughness 4, so it's 4s to wound. So that's 2. I'm going to stack up a whole bunch and then we'll roll the resistance saves at the end.
Yes.
Or sorry, the unending horde at the end. The 1 heavy flamer does also D6, which is 4, thankfully. However, that's a +1 strength, so it's a 3+ to wound on these. Oh dear. Plasma gun gets a single shot. Unless it's within 12 inches, it gets 2 shots. I'm shooting standard shots. 4+ to hit.
Nice.
So
that's 2.
3+. It's not quite double because they've got toughness 4, strength 7, so it's not quite double. So it would need to be a 3+, so those do not wound. That sucks. And then I've got 1, 2, 3 las guns and 1 las pistol. So 3 las guns shoot twice, and 1 las pistol shoots once. These are all 4+. 4+ hit, sorry. That was terrible.
Yeah.
And then we get 5s to wound because these are only strength 3. So there we go. That was embarrassing. But would you like to make 4 unending horde saves?
I've got to get 6s on this to save these boys.
Oh, 2.
That was not good. That's only 2 removed. So, given what happened in the last game, I don't like those things. I want to get rid of them. Really want to get rid of them.
Whereas I want to get them over here
Yeah. I think
to get some back.
given that I have the advantage in terms of victory points, and I still have... I think you're going to clean them off. I think you're going to kill those. So I probably won't be scoring any victory points next turn, but I'm ahead on victory points for the moment. I think it's worth the risk of charging here.
Yeah.
So my shooting is done. I'm going to declare charges, and I'm going to declare only 1 charge, and that's going to be here. And this is kind of a risky move. I get well into range. So all of these are going to be within half of a half. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, +1 for the sergeant, be having a chainsword. So the veterans get a +1 ballistic skill, they don't get weapon skill bonus, so it's still 4+2 hit. So 4+2 hits.
Oh, a few 6s there. Looking good.
If only I had some special rule that gave me bonuses when I rolled 6s. I mean, that's about half. That's sort of on average. Toughness 4, all of my attacks are strength 3. So this is now 5s to wound. That's not good enough. That is just not good enough. Would you like to make some unending horde saves for them?
No.
No. 2 are removed. All right. Are you going to spend that stratagem for 3 models?
Yeah, why not? It's interesting, isn't it?
Okay. So how much does it cost?
1. So -1
So
CP.
-1.
I've got 6 attacks because each one gets 2.
Yep.
It's going to be 4+. So.
Uh-oh.
So we get 4s again, and if I get 6s here, we get an extra wound because of the stratagem. If I get a 1 here, my Poxwalker dies at the end of the conflict. He's going to die anyway. Oh, 1/6.
So 1/6 causes an automatic mortal wound. And then also you get... I have to save a separate wound, just standard wound against that. So I roll 2 armor saves. Fail both of them, so I lose 3.
Wow.
Last guns. So I've lost all my last guns now. In somewhat of a repeat of our previous game, the veterans have charged the poxwalkers. I really should stop doing that because it doesn't seem to be a good idea. They killed a few, lost a few, and the few that they lost came back as poxwalkers. I need to stop making this mistake, especially with my veterans because they've got all the special flamers and they can't do flamers in close combat. However, that is my turn complete. So we turn over to Chaos turn 3.
So after lunch, we're into turn 3
Turn 3.
for the Chaos Boys. I have moved my traitor guardsmen onto this objective. They're going to secure
that next turn. Yeah.
Hopefully the Poxwalkers won't fail over here, but if they do, then obviously they're in a position to start shooting at these.
Yep.
The Plague Marines have moved in to try and get cover from over here, just so they're not getting pot shotted at, while still being able to shoot at these guys. Tallyman's obviously just followed with them, as always. The Cow Spawn are staying put. The Psychers have just moved 1 inch forward just to bring him up to the defensive position there.
Yeah.
And of course the Poxwalkers are locked in combat. So we're going to move on into the Psychic phase.
Yep. Let's see what he can do. So what's his first attack?
Okay, so we're going to do Curse of the Leper again, which is a warp charge of 6.
Cool.
Or just...
That just about goes off. Targeting Gaunt's Ghost Squad, I imagine.
Of course, yep.
So, roll for it. Toughness is 3, so you have to get 4s.
Okay, so 4s or above. Yeah, that's looking good.
So is this mortal wounds?
6 mortal wounds.
I just need to double check because Bragg's got 2, Larkin's got 2, and then Gaunt's got 4. So Gaunt's got 2 wounds left.
So we got 6 mortal wounds, which has brought the entire squad down to just Gaunt.
Just Gaunt with 2 wounds left, but there's another psychic attack, isn't there?
Silver psychic attack. So we're going to do Smite this time, which is a warp charge of 5. So... Oh no, Snake Eyes.
Oh, Snake Eyes, which means Perils of the Warp, which I'm going to have to look up.
Yeah.
So for failing the psychic test and getting a Perils of the Warp, you'll take D3 mortal wounds. Would you like to roll that?
So my
You can roll it yourself.
My Psyker has 4, and then because he's got hulking physique, he gets 5.
Yeah. D3, so that's 2. So you take 2 wounds. And you've got a total of 5 because of the special rule, so you've got 3 left. Bang. That is possibly the best possible thing for me.
It is, yeah.
But Gaunt is still somewhat perilously just standing out there in the open, standing in front of all of these bolt guns. I assume the shooting phase is coming next.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to swing round into the shooting phase.
Unfortunately, at this point, one of our cameras decided to stop recording without giving us any notification it was doing so. So we've lost about a turn and a half worth of the top-down footage. I will attempt to string the narrative together with the remaining handheld footage.
Okay, to a little jet technical problem there. We're just going to alliterate over. We've just lost half of one of the turn footage.
Yeah.
So in my last turn, I polished off Gaunt.
Oh yeah, I stopped it. So I get none of them. And he dies. Goodbye, Gaunt. He's removed from play.
It's that time for Gaunt. Was it these guys?
Yes, it was these Chaos Space Marines that finished off Gaunt.
Yeah. We had a bit of a fight here, which resulted in me immediately losing 2 Poxwalkers and then gaining 3 back.
Yeah, veterans don't get +1 weapon skill, so it's just forced hit. Toughness 4, their strength is 3, so this is a 5 to wound. It's 2 wounds, that's not really very good, not enough.
So I get to roll my 6s to try and save some of them.
The Endless Horde.
No, so that's 2 dead.
That's still 3 of them left. This could still be quite dangerous, because they get 2 attacks each.
So 4+ on weapons. Oh dear.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah, that's on average. That's half.
Sorry.
Oh no.
Look at that.
However,
3.
let's get some armor saves. The Imperium's finest t-shirts gives me nothing. So that's 3 more die. Yeah, every time you kill one, 3 more come to the party. The veterans. I really need to stop charging veterans into Poxwalkers. It didn't work the first time. I don't think it would ever work. Then in my turn, I did a little bit of shuffling units around, and I wiped out the Chaos Spawn. Lives to wound, strength 3 on the last guns. Oh, that's not great. Oh, there's only 1. Well, this guy's got 1 wound left, so
he's about to
if you like to fail an armor save, please fail an armor save. Yes, off he goes. I can shoot with this squad at the back at the remaining Chaos Spawn, and we'll start with a crack missile. So this is a 4, and that is a hit. Yeah, it's not strength 10, so it's still going to be a 3+ to wound. That wounds. So -2 AP means there's no armor save, and I do d6 damage. It has 4 wounds, and so if I can roll a 4 or more, it finishes it off in one go. Yes.
He's gone.
Put a couple of wounds. Actually, no, I didn't do any wounds. You did those wounds in your own psychic phase.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. But we are still in the middle of my shooting phase, and so what I should do is finish off here. My missile launcher and my sniper missed, and I was just rolling up some last gun shots. So,
And this is at the Guardsman through these tiny cracks.
This is from my infantry squad here into the guardsman here. The missile launcher and the sniper have already missed. So these are just the last pistol and the last gunshots. And they will be 4+ to hit. And, oh, that's not 3. Well, that's not good. Strength 3, toughness 3, so there'll be 4s to wound. Oh, all of them wound. That's nice. You get an armor save. Armor save +1 for cover. So 4+.
4+ is there? 2.
2 die. Zweil, given that we're using special rules for Zweil, he doesn't actually get a gun. The Minister and Priest, the standard one, does, but the one the special rules we're running, he does not get a weapon. That is worrying for me, because my army is too far away, and that's all I can really do. We're moving over to Chaos Turn 4? Chaos Turn 4. And to start with, you earn 5 points for having one objective, and 5 points for having more than me. Oh, actually, that's not true. We both control one right now, so you get 5 points for one objective.
So my next stratagem is the Dead Walk again. So select one unit of Poxwalkers and roll 7 d6s.
I can kind of predict what's about to happen here.
7 d6s, and for each 3+, one of my dead units will come back.
Marvellous.
So that's all
7.
of them. So these guys have advanced, so they can't shoot. They're all up here, but obviously...
Yeah, they're in the process of climbing the ladder.
These have moved normally, so they can shoot.
Yeah.
I'm just grouping around the objective. Sallyman has moved. He's going back this way. These guys are locked in, and the Psych has just moved across to get better shot.
Shooting at these 2 units?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not going to be fun. That's not going to be fun at all, and I think the psychic phase comes first.
Yeah. And obviously with my mortar attack that's going to come down next turn on those guys, they're going to be forced to move.
Our little drop pug is playing the role of artillery observer, being the marker for where a... what stratagem was it?
Artillery.
Artillery will be next turn, so I'm going to have to move those, but we'll do that in my turn. For now, psychic phase.
Psychic phase. So we're doing the same 2 again, I guess. So Curse of the Leper, with a warp cost of 6. Where you point it there. And we're attacking this unit here.
Yep, that's the closest unit.
Or just
6 again.
here again.
2, 5. So that's half the squad wiped immediately, just in one go.
Okay, and then we're going to do Smite. So I need to roll. So this is a warp power of 5. Let's hope we don't mess it up this time. Oh, 6. Right, so that's fine.
Still a plus.
And it says everything invisible of 18 inches suffers D3 mortal wounds.
So 1.
1.
1 more dies.
Okay, so we're going to be shooting with the riflemen, as I'm going to keep calling them, to these guys over here. So because of the heavy cover, we're going to be hitting on 5s. So each rifle shoots twice, so that's 8 die.
That's good. That's only a few hits. I like that.
Terrible.
Excellent.
Okay. So moving on to the pistol boys. So we've got 4 guys carrying pistols. 2 5s. Okay.
Only 1 wound. I get an armor save at a bonus of 2. 1 for cover, 1 for light cover, 1 for the cloaks. I fail. I lose 1 last trooper.
Bolstered by that shot, I'm going to get my flamer boy, who's here, which I'm hoping, because I put him at the front, he should be in range.
Yeah, that's within 8 inches. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's within 8 inches. Let's measure it. It is in fact within 8 inches. Yeah. D6 shots, which automatically hits.
6.
Oh dear. Strength 4, so that's 3s to wound. And cover save is the same. Right. Last gun. Last gun. Last gun.
That's probably going to be the first morale check of the game, isn't it?
I've got a morale check over there and a morale check here. Yeah.
Okay. So these guys ran, so they can't shoot. This guy can shoot, but I think his range is so
Yeah, 12 inch.
12. It's a plasma pistol, so he's not going to be able to hit nothing. Especially as there's a tree in the way. This guy, I believe. No, I don't think he has any weapons.
Yeah.
No, he has a bolt pistol. Can he? No. Disappoint. He could nearly in range to shoot his little pistol. Shooting face, so we're going to move into the combat.
I'll get my
The very one-sided combat.
3 attacks, of which none hit.
Good.
Would you like to finish off my veterans?
Okay. So each of my poxwalkers gets 2. I'm going to drop them here.
8.
8.
Okay, roll for the other half. 9, 10, 11, 12. 12.
12.
Conveniently, you have 2 more dice over there to make 12.
Strength 3.
Strength 3, toughness of my guys is 3, so it's 4 to 20.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That is an amazing number of ones.
It is.
I would love that, but this is still more than enough to kill my unit. I'm going to roll some armor saves. I'm going to roll those dice that had 1s, and I'm going to see if they can reverse the polarity and give me at least 3 armor saves of 5+.
All of them.
Yeah!
Insane.
Yes!
Insane.
That is brilliant. However, that is the end of that combat. I've got to do some leadership tests. I'm going to start off over here. These guys lost 5. 5 plus 5 is 10, which is a miserable failure. 1 runs away, which means I have 3 dice for the remainder, and 1 more runs away. Which means I lose my sniper rifle.
Okay.
For the other side, 6, which is definitely a failure. I roll 3, because there's 3 models left. 2 run away, leaving leaving the heavy weapons team by themselves. I think that's how that works. I hope that's how that works. So because of the Tanith special rule that we're using today with Zweil in here, not using the normal Minister and Priest rules, the custom rules we have for this character means that any time a combat attrition roll is made, any failed rolls get to be re-rolled.
Oh, good.
So I lost 2 to the combat attrition. Now it doesn't count for the one that you automatically lose. It's only the ones that you roll after that.
fact.
But I get to re-roll, and these 2 might not have gone.
What did you go roll?
It's the same roll. So if it rolls 1 again, they run away. But I did not roll 1, so I get those.
Get those 2 guys back.
Grab those models back because they should not have been removed.
Well, one was a sniper.
1 was the sniper, and 1 was Ruffin.
Looks like the enemy are getting back from the dead rules now.
Yeah. Well, it's not necessarily back from the dead. It's just Aetern's Wheel is very rambunctious and friendly and. So Tanith Turn 4. Up here, where I'm about to be bombarded by the stratagem from the chaos, I'm going to just tank it. I'm going to ignore it because I want to stay far away from this psychic attack, but I also want to be able to shoot stationary because if I move, if I advance,
You're going to get a penalty.
Yeah, the only way I can actually get away from that is if I advance because I can only move 6 inches if I don't.
And it's got
advance.
6-inch range.
So I have to advance, and if I advance, then I can't shoot at all. So while it might take a few wounds, I am going to actually tank that damage so that I can shoot at your Psyker. And I will start with Treadfeather. 4 to hit. It hits.
So what is Treadfeather shooting?
Sorry, Treadfeather is a missile launcher firing a crack missile at your Psyker. Yeah, so 3+ to wound. It wounds. I do... you get an armor save at minus something.
Yeah.
So the armor save for this guy is at -2, AP -2. So it's a 5+ armor save. Yes, and that means I do D6 damage from a crack missile. Oh,
I didn't see where that was.
it's only a 2. So that takes you down to 1 wound. However, I've got a little bit more firepower left. I've got a sniper rifle, which misses. And I've got 7 last guns coming in, 4 to hit.
2.
Only 2 hits. This will be... It's not quite 6s to wound, it's still 5s to wound. 2 wounds, but you get your armor save straight. 3+. And you save them all, unsurprisingly, which means I'm going to shoot with the autocannon from what is remaining of this squad.
Oh.
That is a miss, but one miss, 1 hit. 3+ to wound. That is a wound. My AP is -1, so 4+ armor save.
6.
Great.
Looking.
Finally, Hark with the plasma pistol. He gets 1 shot. He's shooting a standard shot. It misses.
It's a good job it wasn't overcharged.
I'm using a command reroll.
Yep.
I hit.
6.
2+ to wound. Would you like an armor save at minus... what's the plasma pistol? -2? -1. I think it might be -1.
-3.
-3. So
Plasma
it's 3,
pistol's
4, 5,
fine.
6. You get 6+ armor save. So if you roll a 6, he stays alive. Otherwise, he dies.
Oh.
Yes. Die.
Down.
Get removed from the table. It took all of the firepower from this side to do that. I have 1 squad remaining over here, so let's grab some dice and see what I can do over there. Okay, this squad will be shooting at the Traitor Guard, and I will start with a missile launcher. I'm shooting a frag missile. So we get D6 shots. That's 4. They are hitting on 4+. That is 2 of them. And strength 4, toughness 3, so it's 3s to wound. Only 1 wound. Armor save, I think it's a natural armor save, so 5+. Waste of time. Sniper rifle. Hits. Wounds. Armor save. Yes. So 1 down from there. And I get 1 shot from the last pistol, 2 shots from the last guns, so that's 5 in total. 4s to hit, 4s to wound. Only 1. 2. Haha, off you go. That's that. Yeah, that's me completely out of guns.
I've got to say, at this point, I am surprised how long these have lived. They normally get minced in like turn 1.
They do usually go down. I don't think I've shot at them very much.
No.
I've shot at them a bit, but I've shot more at the Poxwalkers and the Space Marines than them. I am going to declare a charge here, as not sensible as it might be. So, let's see.
Who is it that's charging? Sorry.
I'm charging this unit versus the Tracer Guard. Oh, they do not get in, so they stay there. Yeah, you get to attack first this time.
Okay. So I need 20. So we're going to do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And it was 4s.
7.
7.
Nope, 6.
Yeah, there's a 3. Yeah, so that's 6.
6, so roll the other 10. So 7, 8, 9. So that's 9 hits. Rolling to wounds. 4+ again.
Four.
The Emperor protects. But not me. that is this squad. The veteran squad wiped out.
So we've just reached the end of turn 4.
It's the end of turn 4.
So victory points wise, I'm holding this guy. So I have 5 victory points. Ed, however, has got 15 because he held this one and this one.
Yeah, in the first, in turn 2, I got those.
Well, you've still got that one, so that would be another 5 now, if we carried on, which would bring you up to 20.
I think because they're below half strength, they don't count as capturing it.
Really?
I think.
Okay. Either way, Ed would have won on victory points. If we continued into the next turn, obviously I'd be able to take this one.
But you wouldn't score it. You would only score. You would only score.
6.
You would score this plus 5, and you'd get 10 points.
Yeah.
Whereas I would have 15.
Obviously, my Tallyman's the closest to that, but he's still miles away. So at this point, I'm gonna concede.
Only on victory points, though, because
victory points.
I think certainly at this point you have the favourable position on the board.
Yeah, I mean, the Death Guard obviously. We said the Death Guard actually acquire this town.
Yeah,
from
I
a
think.
Narrative, but from a game perspective, we're losing on victory points. On acquiring these motors for my war machines.
Well, thank you very much for following along for our little battle report, the first in a series that we'll be doing on the channel over the next month or so, depending on how long it takes me to edit all of these. They're fairly long videos, so it does take a little while to edit each one. Yeah, between 2 cameras and like 4 hours, and then missing bits of footage because one of the cameras decided to delete. Well, anyway, the conclusion to that game was on the victory points, Tanith victory.
Yeah.
If we'd have played a 5th turn, you would have got another 5 victory points. You would have had 10, and I would have had 15. So
it still wouldn't have. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no point in going on. It was 2.
However, I think the Tanith was certainly in a not very favourable position.
Yeah, they were in trouble there.
To compare my pile of dead Tanith versus my pile of alive Tanith, the dead pile is significantly bigger. So you'd cut through more than half of my forces. I did a few wounds to you, but not that many.
Yeah, I'm really shocked that the Traitor Guardsmen lasted the entire game. Normally they go down in like turn 1, turn 2.
Yeah.
They are very squishy.
I didn't concentrate on them quite as hard as I maybe should have done. Certainly the Poxwalkers. I couldn't finish off the Poxwalkers.
They are evil. You've got to get rid of them
Quick.
in one foul swoop.
Yeah.
Because any opportunity to bring them back there.
Yeah, the Poxwalkers are an issue. And I've got to stop throwing my veterans at them. Veterans have far more valuable things to be doing than dying to Poxwalkers.
Narratively, we're going to move the story onward. We're going to say that the Tanith have withdrew, conceding the beachhead to the Chaos guys.
Yeah, I think that the Tanith put up a stern defence, and the Chaos have not had an easy time of it. But because of the losses, the Chaos Forces may not have got what they wanted out of it, but they have certainly got a starting point.
Yes, and of course
for furthering the campaign.
And of course, the locals now know that we're here.
Yeah. So the next game will be a little more awake when it comes to the Imperial forces, we hope.
From my perspective, this is the first time I've ever played with actually doing the psychic phase.
The psychic. That psyker is powerful.
So the psyker, I picked that specific one because it could do 2 in a round. And there's not many psychers in the Death Guard because it really kind of goes against the lore of the Death Guard as such. So yeah, he was incredibly powerful. I don't think I'm going to have long before Ed can figure out a suitable counter though, but it was certainly interesting.
I need to start bringing Milo. One of the special character rules that we've got in the fan codex is Bryn Milo, who we've actually got a couple of different versions of rules, and we're not sure which one we're going to go with but one of them gives Milo the Deny the Witch special ability. So getting him within 18 inches of you means that it can kind of cancel one of the psychic powers,
Yes.
or at least have a go at cancelling.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. So I quite like using the Chaos Spawn as bodyguard for the Psyker. That was quite good.
That was an excellent choice. I realise now that I could have used snipers, because snipers don't have to use the snipers don't have to conform to the
Thing in front
the
of them.
lookout, sir. So
Yeah.
I could have shot with just the snipers, but they're not very powerful.
Well, they were doing terribly this game. Terrible. I think one hit from the snipers the entire game. Wasn't very many.
They weren't very good.
I feel like they might be okay in close combat, but last time we played, by the time I got them into close combat, they had so few wounds left that it was just.
Yeah, I think with the Chaos Spawn, I'd like to see you advance them up through cover and get them into combat quickly.
Yes, yeah.
Getting them into combat at full health, or at least mostly full health, and seeing how much damage they can really do to an Imperial Guard squad, or maybe several. Yeah, from my point of view, I didn't move quick enough in the first couple of turns. I got some what I thought were good firing positions, but because you also didn't move very much, I kind of just got whittled down, and a lot of my units were too far away. They were like kind of out of line of sight and a lot of time, and it limited what I could shoot. If I'd have had better lines of sight, I could have focused on, like, maybe I could have put some heavy weapons into the Poxwalkers to finish those off.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it was pretty. Got them down to 3 at one point.
I did get them down fairly low, but then they were back to full strength by the end of the game.
Yes.
Because that's just how
You just got to take them out
Poxwalkers
in
go.
one file swoop.
The special rule that we used, the Tanith Cloaks, on paper, I thought it was going to be really powerful. I thought it was going to be...
Yeah, I agree.
Because it's -1 to hit and it's +1 to the cover save if you're in cover. But it just wasn't... Like, it wasn't enough to save the infantry. So I don't think it is overpowered in practice.
No, I agree. When you first described it to me, I was thinking, oh, that's a bit rough. But, I mean, you can see that the volume that I took out, it's...
I still took out more than half my army in a 500-point game. I need to use this special rule against some other armies, like maybe Orcs, maybe Necrons and Tau, to see just how the different types of shooting are affected by the -1 to hit, the +1 cover save. Without tanks, I think it's the tanks that are killing the Tanith. The lack of tanks. Because...
Yeah, I mean, as I've said before, I honestly think you're going to have to be a little bit less compliant with the law, with the codex, to include some kind of tanks, because it's just really limiting.
Well, that is the whole point of the Tanith army, is to have an infantry-only guard army. Well, thank you very much for following along, and hopefully you've enjoyed watching this game as much as we've enjoyed playing it.
Of course, yeah.
Of course, we should end with a handshake, as is appropriate, and we shall say that there is more videos coming in this series. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.